Alright. Time to do this again. No battle assistance. One off. Let's start it. Alright, so the previous one I did. I'm still missing that, but that's fine. The one I did literally right before this was just this exact same one, but I was doing it essentially as I would usually do, just in a regular run. But this one I am going to make some more adjustments. Well, it was like the one slight adjustment compared to like their full game run, which was when was it the Battle of Guangzhong and how I got the gauntlets, when and how I got them. That was like the one difference from like a full game run that I was doing in the last one, but in the one I'm going to do, not going to do one of these side missions and see how that affects our damage output, because it's something that is definitely worthwhile to grab for the longer categories, but I am not sure if it's going to be worthwhile. I'm not sure if it's going to save enough time having the extra attack on just like the few levels. But we shall find out. There we go. Just need to get to that auto attack. There it is. Skip through that. Build this up. Spend it all. Drink my coffee while I was doing this. Alright. It's actually found the parry and all that. That is not an animation that I'm used to. Nice. And now, fast forward through to this. Take care of that, and take another break because we have this thing that goes for several minutes and we can't skip it. Alrighty. So just trying to think how I'm gonna do set. Lubu. I can do a category which is just defeating liver. And not the one at Hulao. I mean, I do already have that the splits for the category which is just defeat Lubu at Hulao Gate. But that's essentially the same as the defeat Dong Shuo. It's just is like the same 99% of the run. It's just who you defeated Hulao Gate. Anyway. Alright, time for the training. So it feels like my controller is not having that thing from last night where my X button was sitting, thanks to coffee. It feels like it's actually mostly fine. So, what I can do... There's a funny thing you can do when kind of just like be stuck in like a animation, stuck in the jump strong animation. I'm just going to attack him a little bit so I can build up my brave for when we need it again. Come on. God, I hate it when he does that. Just attack. Attack. It feels like every time I do this run, it reminds the position we need to be apart in the angle in order for them to actually want to do the move. Okay, now we just start swinging, do as much damage as we can as quickly as possible. This damage down. Alright, now he should be Get mad? Yeah. Do it. That's fine.
おっと熱くなりすぎちまったみてえだな。分かったよハニーじゃ。ここまでだ。
Right. That's not too bad. Right, we don't actually need that waypoint. We just need the one outside the village. I'm used to needing to get all of the extra, well, most of the waypoints to get around.
さあ始めるか。足を引っ張るんじゃねえぞ。我が風を受けよう。
Alrighty. Skip past this group of enemies.
早速来たな。やるぜ。
Do a bunch here. And now the main base is open.
奴らを調子に乗らせるな。進軍開始。進軍開始。待て。奪ったものを返せ。官室の犬ども。邪魔をするな。我らはかつて役人に勝手を奪われ。
Right. Now to deal with you. Hurry. Let's use a miso, just get a lot of collateral damage with this one. Speaking of collateral, very much just taking care of a lot of these officers, like not even meaning to. It's like you were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Nice. Going very well. Righty. Wanted? Yeah, we're essentially just going to try and cut as many corners as we can compared to what we're usually doing. Like, because I'm used to kind of needing to do everything we can just because of how much we kind of need it for late game. Like, we need to have all the proficiencies, we can have all the level ups, so we can have all the power, so we can actually keep up when it comes to like chapter 4 and 5. And also so that we can get like the better skills at a reasonable time, but we don't have to for this. Where am I? Goddamn. Sweep. Nice. We do not get anywhere near the 200 we got the last time, but that's fine. We're not needing it as desperately, because as long as we get the 3 like immediately, and that's all we need to get the attack boost, and everything beyond that is not like it isn't necessary, but oh god. We're not as concerned by it. Nice. Gave me a sword. Thanks. Probably won't be needing it. Also, yeah, these sketches we have to do. It's just part of the story. Game forces us to do so. Alright, so we don't need that waypoint, but we do need this one. I say need, it's probably a bit much, but it just means that instead of like if we didn't pick it up, we would have to on a horse go from all the way over here back over there. Schwan. I do not require assistance. Getting rid of him at the very least clears space for us. Because once the officer is down, or the soldiers kind of start to disperse and run away into the hills. Alright, that was a very quick mistake from them. What the fuck? Let me up. Yeah, we can't even jump up here early, so we have to just... Okay, maybe going straight to this ladder is probably what triggers it. Because they were most definitely in a spot where they should start talking. But we have to specialize. Have a little bit of a look. Right. Let us move on. We just jump up here. Ideally, we use the evade before we jump down. Again, because if you were from a standing position, you're at like your lowest speed, like horizontally. But if you use the dash, you will like immediately up to that maximum speed. And that kind of carries over to dashes as well. Jumps as well, I should say. Yeah, just to avoid one of them from clipping us on the way through. Wait. Go to the side. Again, we're going to help out by taking out this officer. I say as I don't. That was not what I wanted. Oh, they have been very proficient for me. That is most definitely what I want. I want them to be the ones to be the first ones into this next base, so that they can be the ones to take the aggro and make it a little bit easier for me to open up the ball gate. Nice. Just gonna do this, shoot through that. What's it called? Fortitude? Wait to the very end of it to actually pop it. Nice, that went very well. Right, also want to be still attacking enemies in this, so we can ideally get our spear proficiency up, and also, as you can see, there's skill points that's still popping out. That went very well. Oh shit, what the hell? Wait, we don't need them yet. Alright, we're not going to bother with that side mission over there. We're going to see how things differ when we don't do it. Because we are missing out on like 3 different boosts to our attack at this point. And also, one thing I didn't really know is that by not doing the extra mission and getting all the extra power, we have 1 less break point, which may end up being annoying. Ah. What the hell is with that timer? Where am I? I was having such a hard time trying to pound my goddamn spear. Alright, at least those 2 were very generous. Alright, let's get these letters in. Why were they... What the... Why were they far behind? Strange. In terms of how everything is going to play out, like, functionally, it's going to be all the same. Yeah. I'm also going to see if there's that other path I can take. Ah, a little bit slower. Usually I can have this dialogue show up before the arrival of those reinforcements. Shit, that's so much easier. What the hell? Leave me alone. Oh my god, Honda.
城壁の守りが手薄になった。よし、今こそ一斉に攻め上がれ。
Still just going through it.
ここからが本番だ
Whoa.
な。俺がなるぜ。
Handong just perpetually just going through it.
くそ、こうなったらお前たちでは俺たちは止められん。怖い。
Ba, 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 ba.
諦めてはならん。
Ba,
戦
ba,
い抜け。
ba.
ここに命果てようと新たな世の礎とならん。己が胸に問え。新しき世とは何か。それは命を落とす価値のあるものか。確かにそれを思う。
I love how much music escalates in this level. And I just love how it escalates. It's very good.
勢いがついてきたか。このまま奮闘せよ。追い出してくれ。
Yes, thank you.
我らが同志をたぶらかしたな。これは彼らが求めるものを正したに過ぎない。背高い志ではなく、これで明日の糧。切実な願いだ。
There it is.
終わらせよう。もう足がやられる。敵将、討ち取った。危ない。おっと。危ない。おっと。
Yeah, we really don't get that many KOs in this level, so we don't really get like the chance to actually get much of anything going. Yeah, we still didn't have any of those upgrades, so it's kind of weird. Alright, shouldn't be too bad not having those attack upgrades coming into this next one.
前の戦では黄金の術を
You have a horse, thank you. I'll do the same thing again, where I just draw aggro on Zhang and then focus on Zhang Jiao, and then once the morale has all been depleted and all that kind of stuff, I can then pick up the gauntlets from him. Also, here's the opportunity to do a whole bunch of the training missions that I still haven't done. There's going to be a lot of enemies for us to actually farm those off.
勝負しようってのかい。言っとくが、俺はちょっとばかり強いぜ。
What the fuck? How did... There. Give me that. Not the one I wanted to hit, but sure. Wait, no, I wanted to hit Zhang Jiao with that. Oh. Let me just spend this. Okay, we're moving. Okay, he's done. Where are you? Go. We get these. And just punch a few things while we wait for the level to finish up. Yeah, that was not a particularly great attempt at that level. Yeah. I'm fully expecting to be losing at least some time on these next couple levels just because we're going to be down a little bit of the what's it called? Attack upgrades. Well, at least for that one. For this one, we're kind of on par where we were, or almost on par from where we were. Difference being that we don't have the Tiger Amulet. That's like the main thing that's the big difference maker. We'll see if that's going to actually make a difference. It also comes down to how I do the fight against Zhang. It's like if I manage to get the good cycles, when it comes to the Tempest phase, and so if in this one, I can get the fight against Zhang Bao to be good. It's very easy for me to make it not good. Or you can just get a little bit all over the place. Just thanks to the sheer amount of enemies that are in the way. Try and interrupt us. Thank you. Alright. Surely not doing the side mission is going to be faster. how did that not interact?
昇格が実定なり大いなる天意を受け当店の獣に罰を下さん
Oh my fucking god, really?
さあ惑うがよ
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of what I mean, where you can just get hit around by one person while you're trying to focus on the main target, and then things just get really weird. Where the fuck are you?
皆の奮闘が功を奏したな
It's kind of got a little bit to shit. Yeah, it's good enough. That's kind of what I mean about that level, how it can sometimes just kind of get out of hand. I think we have enough. We need to get to 40 points for the attack boost. Like that. So we have most of the attack boosts. The only difference in terms of like where we were compared to the last one is the amulet. That's literally it. No, do not want to see that move ever. No. It is a little bit annoying when that move is going on, that even though you do get the interrupt, the screen is still all the way in bloody 90. What was I doing? Surely this gets us into the next phase, yeah. No, I wanted to actually use the assault. Yeah, that's fine. Now let's play it standard. Right. Time to start chewing away at that goddamn fortitude, huh? Probably should have just... God, I kind of needed the bravery just so I can actually use it on all this. Oh, that was a very good hit. They should get the rest. Nice. Hmm. God. Just gonna do this just to soften them up. Oh my god. I hate that move. Yeah, I was just not getting the damage down, unfortunately. Nice. Ugh. Kind of screwed up some of my like bravery usage, and yeah, just made things a little bit more awkward and complicated than necessary. But even though that was like kind of rough, I think it's still possibly under 50 minutes. If not under it, it'll be very close. All right. And like that fight against Zhang Jiao and the one against Zhang Bao before it was not particularly great. So there's definitely a room for improvement. Come on. Just under. Just under that. Ugh. That 50-minute mark. It was a little bit messy, especially in the fights where I'm not as familiar with the lower attack. Well, I'm used to having just like a little bit more punch to some of this stuff, so I was not used to it. But still, very interesting to know that I can actually get that under 50 minutes. That's chapter long.